question mark? It's almost in Espanol. We should put this in Spanish with the 2 question marks. One on the end and one on the thing. Maybe we get a completely different audience.
You mean the upside down one?
Yeah.
The upside down exclamation mark?
Yeah. And then we can really continue your ambiguity, Manny. Like, what is this?
El Taito versus El Carrero.
I don't believe that's Spanish for career. But yeah.
I can't speak Spanish.
And also, Manny, I think this is a missed opportunity to put Sharpshooter logo on Daniel Bryan's shirt right now. It is a nice, empty, blank shirt. We could have did it. I could have did it. What a waste. What a waste of an opportunity right there.
We don't have to do that. All right? We sold shirts, Marcus. We accomplished our goal. We have sold some shirts.
Also, I'd like to say this is everybody in America voting against Donald Trump. A white man going, well, I got to shake it. I think we're done. I think we reached the point where we can shake hands now.
This time he's going to send us to war.
Civil war.
You know what, kids? Sometimes dreams don't come true.
This was like watching. I enjoyed the match, but this may sound harsh. This was like watching like your sister or niece or nephew at a sporting event and them getting their ass kicked. Just two kids fighting it out to the death.
This is the only time I've ever really sided with Booker T during a match.
Booker got worried. I remember him getting so worried. Oh no, I'm worried, Big. I'm worried.
Welcome everyone to the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I am, of course, the racially ambiguous Lord Manny Hayes, Prince Tanny Manny, all gravy, Lord Manny Hayes, and over here is Mr. Put your right hand in, no, put your right foot in, put your right foot out, put your right foot in, and he's shaking all about. This is the hokey pokey Marcus the grand finale. Oh. No one does the hokey pokey anymore. I don't think the kids out the street doing the hokey pokey. I'm bringing it back. I think they're just doing the pokey. Yeah. And that's what it's all about. Yeah, that's what it's all about. People had their shit together. Back when we were doing the hokey pokey. Goddamn kids. If you want, people, we're doing this early. If you want your commemorative, BRYAN Danielson is retiring Sharpshooter's merch right here. Right here. Look at it. Look at the. Yes. Look at that. Look at that. On my shoulder if I continue doing this. Yes. Yeah. Many, I believe you are now officially a free agent at this current moment because you're wearing that shirt and you're willing to take all offers. You get offers from everywhere because you went to the sharpshooters.creator-spring.com and you entered the promo code Lord Manny for 15% off of your order. This offer could go away as soon as Bryan goes away as well. Who knows? There is other news, Marcus. A McMahon had a meeting with a Khan, and it wasn't Vince McMahon and Nick Khan. It was Shane O'Mac meeting up. Here comes the money, Tony Khan. Here comes the money, Manny. Here comes the money. There goes the money. Here we go. There goes the money. Money. Those punches. Dollars. Ching. Shane's going to do his thing. Jump off something really high. I don't know. There's nothing really that high in the Dynamite setup other than the two entranceways. Manny, if he's jumping off something, it's going to be at Wembley. He's going to jump off at Wembley. He's going to jump off somewhere big. He ain't going to do no shitty-ass Dynamite. Shane McMahon ain't a Dynamite type of guy. He's a WrestleMania Wembley guy. He tore his quads last time. He has to redeem himself. Let me ask you this question. AEW bringing Shane O'Mac. Mm-hmm. Let's not talk about him as a talent. What can he actually bring to AEW? Manny, the quote the great for Will Williams and the Neptunes. Not dead. I don't think he can really bring that much into AEW. I think the last stint he had in WWE didn't go so well. Not even including the WrestleMania where he tore his quad. I'm talking about Royal Rumble 2022, where he decided he wanted to go booking crazy and have him eliminate thousands of people and win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. I don't think Shane McMahon has nothing to offer. If all the McMahons, he would be my least favorite. He would be my, other than Linda, he goes into third of my favorite McMahons. And I don't know if I'll even consider Triple H a McMahon at this point. He's third.
Wait, you still keep him redacted in the top 3?
Oh, redacted is still, shit, even in redacted 4, Manny. Even in redacted 4, the man is more powerful. He was like Obi-Wan. You struck him down. He's more powerful than even imagine. He's working through the shadows. Somehow redacted returns is what I think is going to happen.
Well, I think redacted is actually just Emperor Palpatine at this moment. He's just lurking. It's something, he's got to do something soon. I'm waiting to pounce.
Somewhere, President Palpatine was sipping his morning coffee, listening to the sharpshooters, and spit out his coffee. You can't do that to me. Don't put me and him in the same sentence. I've never shit on anybody.
Nah, he fucked up. He fucked.
Yeah, he fucked. He was fucking.
What do we call the Rey saga? They're not prequels. What are sequels to the originals?
The sequel trilogy. I don't remember.
Yeah,
but he was fucking. He
returned. He's been fucking. I'm like, oh, why has he got kids? Why he got grandkids? What has happened?
I'm looking forward to the next Star Wars saga where he's the villain again, but this time he has a mustache and a cane. And you realize he's getting canceled finally.
Like,
he had what?
Posted a picture.
He named his lightsaber dildos after what?
Yeah, my friend posted a picture on her Instagram story, which read something along the lines of, "Do you know, it's like, I'm tired of working. I might just have to go up for this life." And it's like a woman with like a really old dude. So it's like the gold digger type scenario.
Yeah.
I instantly reply, I don't think you could put up with wrinkly balls, wrinkly penis, just a wrinkly old man. I just don't think you could.
It takes a special type of tough, like Olympic discipline, to be able to be a gold digger every single day. Wake up every single day. You think of all the problems that old people have. You think, just imagine taking care of Joe Biden every day. Dealing with old people nonsense. Just him popping his lips for no reason. Just annoying the hell out of you. You dealing with that every day. It takes a special type of person. And you know what? I believe those women are courageous for being able to go dig. Like, is it at the end of the day when you get that money and you have all that old person PTSD? Is it? Yeah, yeah. What are you doing?
Those ladies also have to put out.
Yeah,
at least touch it.
And don't forget about the sugar babies, the men as well, who have to put up with that too. It's, you know what? It's a different type of discipline to be able to do that. And you know what? You know, everybody wins at the end. Everybody wins at the end. Unless it goes to the litigation. They do. I think man, if you were old and decrepit, and let's say this is 96. Yeah. 96-year-old.
Such a horrible word.
Yeah, old, decaying. Wait, what I'm saying, decaying?
Decrepit, though. That's a horrible adjective to describe someone.
Okay, fine. Manny, you're old and declined. You want me to say that? You're old and old and declined.
You're gonna see now.
Yeah, you see now. You're making dick jokes readily. You're having the Untitled Manny and Marcus show all by yourself.
By myself. Laughing like Vince McMahon in a high chair.
Yeah. You try and tell me you wouldn't nice having a nice 20-something-year-old by your side taking care of you with, I guess, big-ass titties and a BBL that you paid for?
I suppose. But that sharpshooter money ain't going to carry us that far. I don't know what that was for.
I'm sure there's a lot of things we've said on the show. Somehow,
I don't know what that was for.
This show has went far. I'm naming Palpatine's dildos after Jedi's, Manny. This is how far this is going.
I 100% don't know what that was for. I'm sure Jamal will probably tell us, but I don't know what that was for because we have said that nonsense for the last 10 minutes.
Oh, yes, we haven't even started the show. Where I believe, and I quote, there will be more nonsense.
Yeah. Marcus, I don't think there's any other real big news out there other than Danielson is going to be retiring.
Yeah, he's a free agent, and do you believe it? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I believe it's the last wrestling contract, but I believe he's got a secondary contract, which is a backstage kind of guy. So I think he's got two types of contract, like how Punk kind of. Do you know when they alluded to Punk had a kind of backstage contract as well as a talent contract. So I think Danielson's got that kind of deal, and I think he's right to probably call it a day because I think he keeps getting hurt.
Yeah, but do you believe it? I don't believe it. I can't believe it.
I believe it. I think he's done. I think he made promises. I think he's being told to not wrestle by like actual doctors. So I think it's the right time for him to go out.
Okay, Manny.
I think
tell that to Ric Flair. Huh?
Yeah,
tell that to Shawn Michaels. Tell that to The Undertaker. All these people, tell to Terry Funk, all these people have seemingly retired at one point. And all of them seem to be, quote unquote, wrestling addicted. And Bryan Danielson, I look at that man's eye. He would shoot wrestling like heroin in his arms if he could. He's coming back. He has one more in him. Even after this.
He may have one more, but I think he needs. I think he really needs to reevaluate what he wants. Because he has been going. He's been giving everything in every performance he's had. Like even Dynamite ones where he could probably take the occasional night off, like in terms of a match. Like he could put in a 3-star and save it for the pay-per-view and give me the 5. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Which is what I feel like Dynamite should do a little bit more often rather than continuously giving me 5s, because then the scale is like, you've got to go up here now. Because if you a pay-per-view give me here, when you've given me this on Dynamite, it doesn't make sense. Not that I paid for that pay-per-view, but I feel cheated.
Yeah, it's like he said, no one man can give 101%, but they always go 100% all the time. Yeah. Like, give me Brian. If Bryan Danielson decided on Dynamite to get me Daniel Bryan next week against who is he fighting? Jeff Jarrett. Give me Daniel Bryan next week. It'd be okay. Yeah. It would be okay. You still get a 2 or 3-star match. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a roll up and none of this nonsense where you put yourself out there. I just think Danielson in AEW has been reckless, and not in a good way for him. It's been really reckless because he's been constantly getting injured because he's been going hard. It's not a case of like, oh, it was an accidental injury. It's because he was going too hard and his body couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, give me CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. And yes, I have not seen that match yet. It is happening this Saturday at SummerSlam. Sound like an ad I made all of a sudden. But you know that it's going to be measured to the point where we're not going to injure Punk. We're not. Yeah, although anything seems to try to injure Punk.
I think that was part of his move away from WWE to AEW was WWE wanted him to do a more safer style where he wasn't going all out for everything, to prolong his career and prolong his life because he's got a young family. There's still a young family, but he has a young family, and he'd been going way too hard in this 3-year AEW run where, like, it's like how do you remember when we spoke about Adam Cole when he did that return promo where he'd just come off that head injury stuff, and we were just like, I don't care if you don't wrestle again.
Yeah.
I just want you to be good. Yeah. I just want you to be good, Adam Cole, because I like Adam Cole. But I feel like that conversation needed to happen with Bryan Danielson because he does too much.
And you know it's happened. You know it has happened. It has happened. It has happened. I'm sure multiple times in his life with Brie and everything. Like, when he was cutting the promos, like, the doctor said I should never fight again. Please don't. Like, and, you know, even Corey Graves bringing up this week about, you know, when he was talking about the open head chair shots and stuff, but it's not worth, like, the memory loss and the moments you can have with your family and stuff like that. None of this is worth it. So, I say, Bryan Danielson, probably my favorite wrestler of all time. Enough's enough. I just think that, I don't even, like, even the match in All In, I'm concerned. Because he's like, I'm going all in. I'm like, you don't have to, man. You've given us everything. Yeah. You don't have to go Batman. Not everything. Not yet. And kill yourself in a nuclear explosion.
If this is the last one, I don't mind if he goes all out. He leaves it all in the ring. I don't mind it. If this is the last one, I don't mind it. I don't want him to get hurt. That's the only thing I would say. I don't want him to get hurt about it.
So you're like, go out like Kobe and get 63 points, shoot as many shots as you can, and end it right there and be like, I got it out my system.
Yeah, or if we're talking about wrestling terms, I would say go out like Shawn Michaels in WrestleMania, I think it was 26, against The Undertaker, before he ruined his career, ruined the goodbye when he did that thing in Saudi with Kane and The Undertaker and Triple H. That was the perfect way to go out, because those two did give it all, and even though I felt like 25 was better, but like this one, the second time it was career versus streak, and Shawn Michaels went out in a really nice way. Even like when Flair went out, that was a nice way. Even though Flair ruined that too.
Or even recently, you had Sting go out nicely. He had a nice little go out match and stuff as the champion with Darby. Like, the stuff he did seemed dangerous, but you know what? It was measured. It wasn't crazy. He wasn't cutting himself with barbed wire and pouring gasoline on himself.
Kane said, talking about Adam Cole, wasn't he grouped with Roddy and those other two guys? So why was Roddy... We asked that question too, Kane, but we're going to address that later.
Yeah, and even Jamal, he was going like in Ring of Honor again, Bryan Danielson. We don't need that anymore. I love this run in AEW. I think it's one of the great final runs ever, if this is. He's had tremendous matches with all types of talent, whether it's AEW and WWE. It's a blessing that we got this second run after he retired the first time. And, you know, I think it's a classic career. It was a great career. It's, you know, let's just hang it up. Let's take care of people.
Yeah, and do you know what? He can literally walk into any company and like AEW, WWE right after he's done and still be able to produce, still be able to help talent and stuff like that without hurting himself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could be doing all that stuff and still make a ton of money because he is Bryan Danielson.
Winner of WrestleMania's 30's main event. At one point, the biggest WrestleMania of all time is what they told me, and that was before it even happened.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move into AEW Dynamite.
20 minutes in. This is the longest intro ever.
It was a news story, so we did talk about it. Discussion points.
MJF make up for it.
Says he's walking into enemy territory and he will beat Will Ospreay again. Will runs him off and threatens to give him the beating of his life after what he said about his family. He said Yanks don't acknowledge the championship he holds because a prick like MJF is holding it. No one is acknowledging that title because he threw the international title in the garbage last week. And he intends to restore the honor of that title. I don't even know how much honor in that title. It's only been around for like 2 years.
It's been around for like 2 years and been renamed 3 times. It's like a musical artist that just can't find a hit that keeps reinventing himself.
Yeah. And then for some reason, MJF digs up the Murder Hawk.
Manny, there needs to be just a list of people who I think needs to just be put down at this point in AEW lore. The Murder Hawk, Brian Cage, the Monster Immortals, just because. Nyla Rose. There's a plethora of people who are supposed to be physically imposing, but they never win. They have never come close to winning. So
You know what? I'm very close. I know he's injured, but Will Hobbs might go there too.
well, Wardlow's there.
Yeah, where is Wardlow?
He's a part of that group, man. Like they brought in the chat, they brought up everybody but Wardlow. He's a part of that group.
You know what? And the Gates of Agony. People are not putting respect on the Gates of Agony. The disrespect. Yeah.
There's just levels of this jobberness. Can one of these guys get a Bronson Reed win or their heat back? Don't tell me I'm fighting the Murder Hawk and expect me to fear him. Go, ooh, what's he gonna do?
So we get Lance Archer versus Will Ospreay. Will wins and MJF puts him out after the end of the bell. He tries to hit him with the diamond ring. Carl Fletcher makes the save because he is his best friend. He states that Max's karma is coming to bite him in the ass, and MJF does not give a damn about America. All he cares about is what is best for MJF. He says everyone is sick of the same old MJF bullcrap. MJF starts to undress, saying that you want me right now, and then says, no, you don't call the shots around here, wannabe Will Ospreay. I do. Challenges him next week and vows to leave him like Daniel Garcia.
There's so many things I can say about this, Manny. There's so many things I can say about this. But I'm just going to leave it at this. Every time the Callis family shows up, once a month, Don Callis will show up with some bullshit to continue the story with Will Ospreay. I just feel like they deserve every single strike I'm giving at this moment right now. Every single one. I don't even know where this ends. There's a little skip right here where I feel sympathy for him, but it just needs to stop. Like, I don't know where we going with this. Like, they've been teasing Fletcher and Callis and Ospreay breakup and love for months now, but they're never together in a backstage segment. Ospreay, once his car got stabbed, he needed to use Marvez. He couldn't call Fletcher to pick him up or nothing.
Yeah, where was Fletcher?
Yeah, best friend my ass. Marvez got me to the arena last week. Just saying. So I just don't think we can pick it up. Although we are going to probably get a really good match with Fletcher and why am I blanking out who he's fighting?
MJF.
MJF, yeah.
MJF. So we get a what do they call him in AEW? It's not a contender match. It's eliminator match. Eliminator match for the CMML Women's Championship between Chris Statlander and Willow.
It's not because of their match. It's not. This has nothing to do with Willow and Statlander. You know what this has everything to do with? Tony Khan's eliminator match. You can't create an eliminator match for a title that doesn't even belong to you. This title don't belong to you.
Exactly.
You can't be doing that shit. This is CMLL title.
To be fair, if it wasn't for the fact that I like Stokely, this match would have ended up in things that we don't care about. But Stokely hands Chris Statlander a chain, and she knocks out Willow for the win. Stokely hides the evidence at the end of the match, and then Chris hits Willow with a chair at the end of the match.
Yeah, and again, I have no problem with this match, Manny. I would not put it in things I don't care about. I respect both women as wrestlers and Stokely enough not to do that to them. Not to do that to this segment. It's been an ongoing feud and a storyline apart of AEW. I have no problem with this. My problem is every feud or segment does not have to involve a belt, Tony. It doesn't. I don't care that Willow Nightingale's the CMLL champion. Why is this an eliminated match and now Statlander's continuing? Every woman does not need a title at this point because they all had one. At this point, Camille showed up and now she's the bodyguard champion of the world. Like, get out of here with all these belts.
So BRYAN Danielson comes out. He talks about presence. He says when they say you're in the good old days, until they're almost done, he was able to be present during the good old days, and his time in AEW has been the funnest. I don't know if that's a word. Times in his career.
It's okay, but I would like to cut him off and say I thought this promo was terrible for the first half of it. I was like, where are we going? It sounded like a Hall of Fame speech that went wrong. That's the way wrong. Like,
No,
you
it sounded like Mark Henry's "I'm retiring" speech.
No, but at least that had like continuity, like I'm present and I want to be present and all that. I just didn't feel like any of that worked. I just feel like none of that worked. But when he got to the second half of this promo, I was like, there we go. Now there's emotional snakes.
He talks about promises. He promised his daughter that when she was 7, he would stop wrestling full time, and he promised his family his AEW contract would be his last wrestling contract he ever signed. And that contract ends today. He promised every time he stepped into the ring, he would give everything he had for the fans and himself because they deserve it. When he came to AEW, he promised he'd kick people's heads in and win the AEW championship. While he has kicked a lot of heads in, he hasn't won the AEW championship yet. It will be his last shot at Wembley. Swerve comes out. He says he respects Bryan for inspiring a generation of young wrestlers to pursue their dreams. If this was any other time, he'd be rooting for him to go at it. What? To go at it all in to win the title and have a
give up on that sentence. Give up on that sentence.
But it's Swerve Strickland's time. When he came to AEW, he said he was going to win the title, and he did. Danielson is one of the greatest of his generation, but Swerve is one of a kind. He is so ahead of his time. People 10 years from now are going to sit back and press rewind. No. You said you were going to come to AEW and win the title and kick everybody's heads in. I guess you couldn't handle it when people started kicking back. Swerve claims to be the best in the world. Strike. Because I don't think Swerve is in the conversation. There are many people that don't even have a title right now that you are way ahead of Swerve in the conversation of best in the world right now.
How dare you? How dare you? Betty, I can't say Swerve isn't the best in the world or is not. But I'm going to tell you this right now, and I know I'm jumping a little bit ahead, and this should be things that you should have covered in your bottom line. Max Caster is not the best wrestler in the world, and I don't know why he keeps saying it. He's not even in the top 500. Me and you are ahead of Max Caster as wrestlers.
Strictly for jumping off aprons. Swerve starts dropping facts that Danielson hasn't achieved. He promises Danielson that he is the most dangerous man in AEW, and he will be walking out of All In as champion. When he is done with him, he may not walk again. Danielson promises if he doesn't win, he will never wrestle again. It's title versus career at All In. And then Danielson challenges Jeff Jarrett next week for some unexplained reason.
You get it because you with him. And I don't know why I laughed when he did that. And you see the stress in Jay Lethal's eyes. Oh no, Jeff's too old to go. Not Jeff. Where's Satnam Singh? You know he's finished.
Satnam Singh.
He's finished.
I'm tired of these giants. Do nothing. Satnam Singh, Omos, I've given up on you now. It's taken me 3 days, but I've given up on you now.
I gave up on Satnam Singh in the first 3 seconds I saw him, man. It was over. He had 3 seconds of time. Omos at least got a year or two. Satnam Singh, I gave 3 weeks. 3 seconds. Satnam Singh gave. I asked for his 2 weeks notice when I first saw him. Like, it's time to go.
I like Swerve. Do you know what? Now that they do the title versus career at All In, it's nice with Swerve's promo a couple of weeks ago where it will be Danielson's final countdown.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to go out.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be an epic match. These are my guys, Manny. These are my guys. These guys I swore by for years. I've been ridiculed about it, but it's nice to see that my guys are going at it for the last time. But I also believe Danielson's going to win.
Almost versus. Do you know what? If they somehow pull the rug from underneath us and Danielson wins the title, if Shane McMahon comes in, that could become a thing. If WWE have fully given up on Omos, Shane McMahon May bring him back in because someone needs a doorman for AEW Underground.
Well, I can see Omar showing up in GCW or in Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. Same shit, but I can see him showing up. You gotta fight Omos. Him and Shayna Baszler. Bloodsport.
We cover the 6-man tag in the ticker, so we're not covering it.
Monet Speaks is in there, Manny. In other news, she's getting a divorce. So, guys, she's available. She's available. I don't know. I saw it online. It has to be true. Someone who goes through like trademarks and divorce sheets. What person does this? Like when people look for trademarks, they be like, do they do this every day? Or when people get divorced and they file something, who's that guy or person?
The only reason I knew they were still roughly together was when she was still in WWE and they would occasionally show up together on Up Up Down Down. Other than that, you wouldn't know they were married in the first place.
No.
It's like she's ashamed of him. And he deserves better. Fuck her.
Yeah. You're about to have an awesome rebound. You get one of them NXT girls. Everybody else seems to be bagging them.
No, bag Bailey. Really ruin that relationship. ruin that friendship.
How toxic will wrestling be if that happened? Jesus Christ. BBL Bailey. BBL Bailey got him.
Mariah May is asked by Renee Paquette why she did what she did. She says, "What's more to say?" I mean, you didn't say much of anything last week.
No, you didn't say anything this week. What more can I say? A lot. Like you need to do a full Usher's confession album at this point.
What she did to Toni Storm when she got there, she said she wanted nothing more to be like Toni Storm. She gained her trust, her love, and got closer to her than anyone else. And then she sliced her open and wore her skin. Ugh. And what's not to understand? Why? Why would you do that? That's what we want to know. Toni Storm did nothing to her, and that's why she was perfect. She loves Toni Storm, and she gave her everything she ever wanted. Toni said the business will eat you alive. She guesses it was her feeding time. She needs Mariah May. I respect what you're doing. I respect what you're doing, but stop talking in riddles. I need to know why. I need to know why what you did.
Just tell me you did it for the money. That's all you gotta do. Explain every gimmick ever. If you come down to the base character, why'd you do what you did? The money was better if I told her. That's all you have to say to me. Give me a half-ass explanation. She's giving me riddles. She's sitting in chairs. Weird. It's not an explanation. But I will give AEW its praise this week, Manny. I know you put Mercedes in a segment that didn't matter with Camille and everything. But this was the best episode for women in the history of AEW. This might be the highest take.
So two talking
they got
segments.
Two talking segments, 2 matches.
I wouldn't necessarily consider the second match a match, but we can call it a match.
We can call it that. It was another segment. You had Toni Storm crying, Mariah May lying, you had Parcel Tugs being spoke, you had Willow versus Statlander, and then you had Camille versus what you call him. It was a good episode for women. Good episode.
So there is something the Snake said, and Marcus, I'm not letting her have it. I am not letting her have it. The Snake said, nobody cares if Britt Baker built AEW with blood, sweat, and tears. Because AEW is my house now.
Uh-oh.
How dare you steal the line from the woman you almost ended her career? How dare you, Snake?
Yeah. Yeah, when she said that, I immediately went, "This is my house." No, Paige is at home. Going, "No, it's not. This is my house still." By the way, missing. Just went missing. She falls in the same category as the Murder Hawk. Just a waste. Get her out. Put him down. Britt Baker was suspended by the Bucks, who still have power. But also, AEW deserves another 1,000 strikes, Manny, for simply having blood and guts. And I don't believe we saw a single clip or highlight or mentioning of blood and guts. By the way, it meant nothing. It meant nothing. The Bucks are still in power. Hangman's still angry.
So, Marcus, I'm going to take your strike banner, and I'm going to give them a strike.
Oh.
So,
you can borrow one of those.
They showed some highlights from Comicon. And they showed the tussle between Britt Baker and Mercedes Moné. But at that event, they said Tony Khan announced that those two were going to fight at All In. Don't tell me that. Show me that. Because not many people probably would have seen that. I didn't see it on socials because I don't care. But
they brought it up on Dynamite, right? But they didn't bring it to Tony Khan match.
They said they showed a brawl. They didn't show anything of Tony Khan doing anything. They showed Tony Khan looking befuddled while this was going on behind him.
Yeah, please. I believe less than Tony Khan on TV is the best. I would like to give that Comicon segment a strike, but I also want to give it praise. I enjoyed, because I'm a nerd and a Batman enthusiast, the Batman and Robin cosplay of showing up in the monkey suit. Could be considered racist, but showed up in the monkey suit like Poison Ivy did in Batman and Robin with Bane. But I give it a strike for Camille being the wrong Bane.
I can't have Bane breaking up a fight. It just can't.
No, I can't have that version of Bane. If you're going to do this, you have to be Bird. Batman and Robin Bane, who I believe was on the spectrum, who had 2 bits of IQ. Bane, who was so drugged up on Venom that all he could go is, oh, that's all he did. He was absolutely a disgrace. And by the way, I'm going to stand by it to this day, and I don't care if I die. I want this on my grave, Manny. I want you to verify this on my grave. No one in my family. I need you to do this, and I need you to speak at my funeral in case I die before you. Marcus preferred Batman and Robin over Batman Forever for comedic reasons.
I think most people preferred that over Batman Forever.
No. I believe tragic. Batman Forever, I think, has a bigger following than Batman and Robin. I think Batman and Robin is absolutely a disgrace. It's a disgrace of a movie. It's so funny though. It's so funny.
That the one with Alicia Silverstone as Batman?
Yes. That's Alicia Silverstone's Batgirl. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. That's Bird. That's Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy. That's George Clooney as Batman. I think Coolio shows up in that.
Should we find that? Let's go find that. Let's go find that, and let's bring back Watch Along Fridays, and we'll watch that on Friday.
Absolutely.
That's
on HBO Max right now. That's on HBO Max right now.
That's tragic that we should watch.
I have never seen a waste of a villain ever of Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze is a great villain. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm Mr. Snow.
We get the main event of Hangman Adam Page versus Darby Allin. I didn't mind this.
That one hurt. I don't know why that hurt you. You went, ooh.
No, it was the whole... The lights turn off in the middle of this match, like... The building said, wrap it up. We need to go. Take the shit home. I want to go home. Like, the lights went out. Nothing happened. It wasn't like someone appeared or anything. The lights just went out.
I thought the lights went out and the FBI were going to open. This is a raid. We're shutting all this shit down. The gaming commission is shutting this shit down. No man should be hit with the stairs this many times. I have multiple strikes in this match, Manny, all over the place. Just multiple strikes. And this may be considered, another one of Marcus' wild takes. But I think they're wasting Hangman Page. I think this is as cool as Hangman Page has ever been. I like his music. I like the orange lighting. I'm sure that pisses off Taz. But I like all of that. But yet he's lost every single week since he's come back. I think he won one tournament match, and they wasted it.
The problem, I think I see your point, and I feel like they're just waiting to get this Danielson stuff out of the way for All In, and then go again with Hangman Swerve again. I feel like that's what's happening because I don't think they've necessarily got anything else for Hangman to do.
Yeah, but what else can they do? But what else can Swerve?
You either take him off
do?
TV and then add him to the list of people that we don't see on a regular.
Yeah, I mean they should have waited to bring him back instead of bringing him back for blood and guts and whatever they had and stuff like that. Like this new Hangman should have been something where I'll be like, oh shit, and he's unstoppable. Like he's Drew McIntyre right now. Technically, him and Drew McIntyre are the same character, minus the mic work and the Twitter troll, but the bitterness in their eyes and the hatred toward their opponent.
I feel like it'd be the bitterness of Drew McIntyre if he was in his his COVID run, because they've got him there, but it's like, you know what I mean? If he's not winning, if you're trying to make him seem opposing and stuff, it's kind of if he's just losing, because then he's like Brian Cage. He's like Brian Cage and all the other people that lose. Like, he's supposed to be a threat, but he's just someone that loses. And if he's supposed to be kind of in this Bucks kind of thing with the elite, he should be winning matches. He should be winning matches, so he seems imposing. Even if they throw him in a match with Swerve, it's not going to mean anything because you just go, oh, Swerve should beat him because he's on a losing run.
Yeah. And that's what I thought. And they needed Darby Allin couldn't lose. Like this match shouldn't have happened. I know they needed a main event, but Darby Allin's. I don't know if you know, this is the number one contender for the AEW World Title, as also the number one contender for the TNT title, because he won the Battle Royal or Rampage or something, the Rampage Royal, whatever it's called. So he's the number one contender for all these titles. So I was sure he wasn't losing, but I was like, Hangman can't lose again. And he just went out and lost, and I was really upset about this. They get a strike for the lights cutting off. They get a strike for Darby trying to kill himself on them stairs. There were so many nasty bumps in this one where I just went, oh, God. Hangman threw this man across the ring from the top rope with one of the nastiest fall-away slams ever and still couldn't win. So it's just upsetting. It was just upsetting. The whole thing is upsetting to me.
I should really have put this graphic up, but so currently, let's read this out. This is currently the card for SummerSlam. Cody versus Solo.
Okay.
Rhea versus Liv Morgan.
Okay.
Gunther versus Damian Priest.
Okay.
Bayley versus Nia Jax, and Sammy versus Bron Breakker. Now, I care a little bit about some of these matches. I think I probably care more about the Liv Rhea, and I think that should main event the show because it's got the most hype behind it.
Ooh, is this your hot take?
No, my hot take is it goes further than this. So I care generally about some of these matches, kinda, but what AEW have been cooking up for All In, I think I care a little bit more about some of these matches than I do SummerSlam. Like, they've kind of got me intrigued about Swerve Danielson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already invested in Tony Storm, Mariah May. Just storyline. Storyline-wise, I'm invested in that. I mean, the match will probably be okay-ish. I don't think they'll knock it out of the park. And then, as much as we've criticized the angle, MJF versus Will Ospreay is gonna bang, and you know you're gonna bang. I don't care about the Mercedes Britt Baker match. It's probably going to be a really good match, but there's not enough behind it. And then there's obviously Jack Perry versus Darby Allin, but I think AEW at this moment in time for All In are cooking more than I think SummerSlam is producing this weekend. I'm sure SummerSlam will deliver good matches, but right now, if you go by anticipation, I think All In London actually looks like a solid card at this moment in time, and they're actually telling some decent stories going into it. And we're, like 4 weeks away.
3 or 4 weeks, yeah. I'm going to say this. I believe All In will be a better wrestled show.
Yeah.
But I think storyline-wise and moments-wise, that Tribal Chief return is a part of that SummerSlam. And I know you ignore LA Knight versus Logan Paul, but I'm also going to ignore that too. But
yeah. No. I was strictly going on what was on the graphic. So some matches may have been left out and here and there, but I feel like what I looked at, I was like, do you know what? I like Gunther versus Damian Priest because the story.
It's because Gunther. Be honest, it's because Gunther.
It's Gunther, but I feel like they've added the street trash thing. Gunther being a dickhead for the last couple of weeks has really made me go, yes, that is my champion right there.
Yeah. But then you also have Punk and Drew. I think we have equal talent. I think we have not an equal show. I think there's comparable. I would not say you're wrong for saying All In looks like the better card and will be the better show. I think that both of them have really good storylines going in. Like we've been saying for the past few weeks, AEW has been on a roll of really good episodes and good shows. And even this week, where I can be highly critical of the show, and I have been critical of the Beast Montrose and everything else. And nothing personal against them. Nothing personal against the Beast Montrose. Ow! But they've really had some really good shows, and they're telling good stories. And I know they get criticized for not telling stories and whatnot, but they've had a good run going on right now. And I think
So if
that is comparable.
I don't think I'm buying a ticket for All In, but mainly because I've paid for a airline flight this week and I'm broke. But donate to the show. My feelings to All In last year was it's just tons of tag matches for no reason and none of it really made sense.
Yeah.
This year they're telling stories going into it, and they're stories that they could lose their sizzle by the time we get to All In. Like, we've got a couple of weeks. They could lose their sizzle. But right now I'm intrigued. But what the difference between WWE pay-per-view and AEW pay-per-view, WWE deliver on spectacle more than the AEW. AEW is just wrestling and a good time. WWE will always bring you the spectacle. Like, people are talking, so Kane and you have just mentioned a massive return for Roman would be a moment. That's a spectacle thing.
Yeah.
You know him turning up and just doing that, we will all just be like fucking amazed by it. That's spectacle, and WWE always managed to deliver on spectacle, whereas AEW, it's a bit lackluster because it's always spoiled for you.
Yeah, it's mostly about the matches, and then random shit happens like that and all that. And even Liv and Rhea with Dominic. The drama was going around that. That's going to be something where you go like, oh my God, how this is going to play out. Or if the Judgment Day breaks up that night.
Yeah, it's all spectacle.
Yeah.
That's what spectacle. That stuff comes off. That comes with the match, but like you'll probably get a lot more after the match because of it. Whereas AEW are definitely going to deliver on the wrestling at All In. With SummerSlam, you get some of the wrestling, but you're mostly going into the spectacle.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Shoot, I lost my train of thought. I lost my words, Manny. There's something about MJF too. There's something about MJF.
It's not fun when you lose words, is it, Marcus?
It's not. I don't have enough money for a sugar baby to make me feel better about it either. Damn it! It was something about MJF, man. It wasn't like anything mean or it wasn't about anything, but whatever. Oh, I was gonna bring this up. I just remembered. Sorry, guys, I'm late with some of my takes. Did you expect that segment to go the way it did, when the people start chanting USA against Ospreay?
No,
it's kind of weird. It was kind of different. Like we went, oh no, what? This isn't what's supposed to happen. It was a good recovery, but
yeah, he recovered it well. That was the thing. I've only seen two kind of recoveries from a USA chant. That was Gunther when he just cut down America, and then everyone was like, oh,
it doesn't matter. It's none of your business what I do or do not deserve.
And then the way Will handled it, and I think. I didn't think a chant would break out,
No.
But you kind of expect it sometimes because America rather. If I go by patriotic, if you go by fans, America they will just throw out USHR for no reason.
Yeah, and then you know what? When it all made sense when it happened, I went, you know what? They're right. They're right. He's technically our guy. He's our scumbag. He's an American. Osprey's coming over here in South Carolina of all places, where America and Trump and waving flags and shit.
Fireworks.
Like it all made sense. It all made sense. I was like, oh yes, this is a Budweiser versus some foreign exchange beer.
And you know what? I do love when MJF left and it's dun 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 dun.
Yes. But as we enter the Great American Bash, Manny, that's what reminded me of that, by the way. As we enter the Great American Bash at NXT, I would like to say, to paraphrase people online, someone else said it. I don't remember who it was. I believe it was a wrestler of some kind. We need to appreciate this moment of wrestling right now because this is really a really good period. This is a really good time in wrestling where you're getting the best of both storylines and in-ring ability. And yes, I can be critical over some of this stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm having a good time. Moving on to the Great American Bash on Sci-Fi.
Yeah, we move into the Gabby. I mean, the opening of the show gets a strike. I mean, I love people hacking into things, but these two are not the ones. All right?
No.
Hank and Tank need to stop what they're doing.
No, they're the worst. I believe, to me, they are now the Von Wagner. They get the Von Wagner award of just go away. Just go away. I don't want this.
Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend take on Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn win, but this wasn't a bad match in terms of it was actually a really good showing for Jakara because I've never seen that much from her. She's diving, she's doing all this shit. I've never seen her do anything in the ring ever.
No, ever,
other than look delicious with that lollipop. I could have said many worse things, but
yeah, I was wondering the word you were going to use. What D word is Manny about to use?
Divine.
Devour, divine, delectable. But yeah, she's the definition of a sugar. She was the definition of a sugar baby at one point. A gold digger. And then I was like, oh, what she has this little bit here. And they look like a really effective tag team. Yeah.
Do you know what? I feel like I don't know. I feel like this was a little bit of a letdown for Lash. I didn't get much from her this week.
Yeah, but it wasn't about Lash, I don't think, this week. I think this was all about Jakara. And they weren't gonna win. They weren't gonna win ever. The Muscle Sisters, or whatever they call themselves, with Bianca and Jade, are going to fight for those titles, and there's no way they were going to lose.
Do you know what? They don't deserve to win those. I don't want them to win those titles. If they're just going to continue walking around cackling on SmackDown and leaving Naomi on the side, fuck them.
Well, I think we might be in for that breakup, Manny. I think the breakup is coming up. I think they're going to lose again.
Maybe.
And then bicycle kick to the face.
Ethan Page comes out, says the metaphor came up short this week, and he hopes the ladies repay the favor to Oro Mensah next week and console him after his loss. He tries to swing the NXT title on Oro, but he ducks and gets rolled up by Chikara and Lash, but they count by Oro, and then they count the 3. Ethan Page at the contract signing, I believe, is 100% right. Oro does not deserve a title match just because
100%.
his friend got attacked.
Yeah, 100%. I was like he doesn't deserve one, but I enjoy the story of, you know what? This is a Rocky story of whatever. Underdog has come in. Ethan Page going to get a nice solid win. He's ducking Trick Williams is the real story. They're delaying the Trick and Ethan Page until, I guess, one of their bigger shows where they travel.
Well, Trick needs to be taught a lesson. That's what happened.
Trick got side quests to do. Trick got side quests.
Pete Dunne says he's seen it all before. Grown men who can't handle a setback. They just can't figure it out. Marcus, I think we need to be OXB because Pete Dunne said what Pete Dunne YXB is young and bitter. We are OXB, we are old and bitter. or we are OXP, you're old and petty.
Man, I believe that's just called being old. I think that's just called being old. Oh, we're the podcast debate of old, and petty, and bitter, where we just talk about it like, back when Val Venus wrestled, they were men.
The first time he turned for someone for advice, he got stuck with a terrible nickname, Butch, and a front row seat for the Sheamus show. You'd be bitter too. Sheamus went home and Ridge ran when things got tough. Tyler's at home resting up. They ain't like him, and neither is Trick. He tells a tale of being mugged on a bus, but he managed to figure it out. So he's going to force Trick to figure it out because Trick has all the tools and is the face of NXT.
What? They showed a bunch of pictures of him wrestling at like 11 years old or whatever and all that stuff. Debunked on the bus. I believe we've all been robbed of some kind, and I believe we all would have handled it the same way, and we all would have moved on. You don't bring that up in a promo of I overcame adversity.
Yeah, Marcus, I prefer that then I slept in my car.
That's true. Slept in my car, and eat a hot dog and a head shake. Hope no one's gonna eat.
Yeah, I'm tired of that. I'm at least I'm glad I got a little change up.
My adversity, I got mugged once. I was mugged when I was a kid too. I was mugged as a kid. Get out of here, Pete. Everybody's been mugged.
Tavion takes on Tony D. The only highlight of this match is friend of the show, Ren Sinclair. Is it that way?
Yes. It's this way, yeah. The thumbs out. I think Tavion has talent. I think Tony D is being done a disservice of being in this with this Heritage Cup. I think it's time to end the Heritage Cup 100%. It's never gonna. It's
never combined with something.
Let's wrap it up. Shoot.
Yeah, Ren Sinclair is a good hype woman. Reminded Tavion who the fuck he was.
Yeah, Libya, you're a better version of Damon Kemp. That's all he is.
Brooks Jensen takes on Cedric Alexander because Sean Spears tells Cedric he shouldn't be giving out advice, given that Trick ignored him and beat him last week, while Jensen is coming along just fine with him, and he offers to do the same for him, but some people are just lost causes. I believe that was Shawn Michaels telling the truth when he wrote that.
John, do you think he would really say that? I'm telling the truth. This is me talking through him.
So this match happened. Cedric wins after Jensen throws himself against the announce table and eats a lumbar check. I thought Jensen's back was never going to be the same again.
No, I thought after that dive was ugly. I thought he broke something for sure. Like, it was ugly. Shout out to Cedric for getting a win in 2024. I thought that was never happening again. I thought he was in the Tony Nese level of wrestling.
Yeah, Sean Spears looked on in disappointment. Javon Evans got a promo package. And I don't know what was the point of this.
Honestly, I missed it. I think I stepped out for a second and I missed this promo. There's a little bit of segment of NXT that I missed. I think it's like 3-4 minutes.
He talked about growing up as a kid, liking wrestling.
He's a kid.
He got in trouble at school for saying "suck it," which I don't think adds up in terms of when you look at the time frame. If he's only old?
Manny, it does add up. You want to know why? Do you want to know why? He's not talking about the original DX.
No.
He's talking about Triple H and Shawn by themselves. That's where he's at. That's where he was at.
No,
he's
awful.
At the Candice Michelle harassment with hot dogs kind of DX. That's where he was at. McMahon versus DX.
So we get the Rascals Treehouse. They want to.
I like that.
They want to win the NXT tag title.
Realization.
Yeah, that's awful. They want to win the NXT tag team titles and defend them across two companies. Axiom randomly signs a contract for the match without even looking at the contract, much to Nathan Frazier's dismay.
Yes.
Joe Hendry's concert says Booker T is the president of his fan club, says Joe Coffey is the son of Dutch Mantel.
And then Gallus came out with their hey, yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
Do you know what? They must be the lowest form of the Green Lantern Corps, because everything's just green, and then there's
Man, they the sanitation workers of the Green Lantern Corps. They just out there mopping the floors, keeping the rings nice and shiny. Let me shine your ring a little bit, Al. Let me sign it, Mr. John Stewart.
Gallus interrupts the encore that Joe Henry wanted to have, causing him a flash in the pan, a one-hit wonder, a one-trick pony. This turns into a brawl. Booker T is enjoying it, while Joe hits him in the back with a guitar. Yeah, that happened. Yeah,
I'm assuming he's gonna have to get some backup. I don't know who's gonna help him, but he's I'm assuming that's where we're going with this. Maybe the Machine Guns make their return or debut in NXT and team up with them, as they've been signed by WWE. That was what I was thinking, but I don't know.
So Jada Parker takes on Kendall Gray, who is the one that just threw Miles Bourne like he was fucking nothing last week.
Yeah, and did it again.
Did it again. What is this woman's problem with this guy, Miles Bourne? What has he done?
I'm expecting a match now.
but she isn't that bad in the ring. Like, she very green, but she's got some good fundamentals, I would say.
There's potentials. I think Jada Parker is the truth, though. I think it's all gonna work out for her one day. It's more charisma than it is in-ring ability.
I don't think there's that much charisma there. I just think when you compare her to the two that she's with, she stands out more. Like much like Fallon Henley with the other two, and I think much like Ren Sinclair with the other three, she's just gonna stand out. Stand out more than the other three. I think the women have a brighter future than some of those men in the groups.
Yeah, that's true. Well done. Well said. I agree. I'm not going to even argue with this one due to time constraints.
There is no time constraints on this show.
There should be, goddammit. There should be. We don't need to have the AEW 20-minute overrun every single week. Okay, we don't lead into Modern Family or The Big Bang Theory, Manny, for ratings.
Well, the problem we normally have is we save those minutes for Eric, because he likes to open segments with. The problem I have with AEW is, and then 20 minutes go.
Oh no, let's go to Eric. The problem I have with AEW is,
Marcus, 50 million stars because Jasmine Nix did a perfect plex in this 6-woman tag. She adds that to a perfect repertoire of moves, as with the perfect Pele kick. She may be my favorite women's wrestler at the moment on NXT.
Well done, Perfect Flex. I can't remember who did it last time, but I went, not them.
Maxine Dupree.
Yes, it was. She did it right. I'm okay with Jasmine Nix doing the Perfect Flex, and I was okay with no one kicking out of it. That was being broken up instead. Because no one should be able to kick out the Perfect Flex if applied perfectly.
Do you know what I need to happen to stop in tag matches? Because it happens quite a lot.
The tackle?
No, the tackle to break up the pin. I need that to stop. Because it happens too much. It happens too much, and I think we need to find another way to break up pins.
It has fell in the category of Spanish Fly, Canadian Destroyer, and Suicide Dive. Of moves that just happened. He's like, oh, I'm expecting this to happen now in this match. Like, yeah, I agree. Because I said it when I saw it, I was like, for real, for this match? That's what I went.
It happens way too often. I was just like, it needs to stop. Like
Yeah.
I saw it in the start. I saw it also in the opening tag match for the women's tag titles.
Yeah.
It was too much.
then-
I was just like, this needs to stop.
And I think we got it with the Rascals in them last week as well.
And
it's
you
just
can
all the
see it
time.
happening. That's the problem.
Yeah, you see them
call
set
you
it
can
up.
see it.
Yeah. Like the guy's waiting or the girl's waiting, whoever, and then you see them setting up and it's like, oh, here it comes.
Yeah.
I think it's more exciting to do the running axe handle when you just barely get there. Or the pulling the leg from under the rope. When it's just like, oh, they had it. Or yanking the ref. Those are real dramatic. The fake tackle onto each other is like, oh my God, this is all crazy. It's so cliche now at this point.
My other gripe is, do you know when you throw a clothesline, but you know the person's gonna duck under it?
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of pull it. So it's just like, eh.
Yeah.
No, you
I hate
throw
that.
it with for conviction. You throw it conviction even though you're gonna miss it.
Throw your shoulder out while you're trying to do this. That's how bad I want
It's
it.
like if you don't duck under it, you deserve to get hit by it.
Yeah.
Fallon pins Petrovic for the win. Tatum wants to play with Lani, but Lani doesn't want to play. To be honest, that could have gone in on the things that we don't care about.
Yeah, I understand why that made the show, man. But
Lani
Tatum
did
did
just defend
threaten
the
her.
title. She's doing nothing. She's just walking around. She might as well find. She must have walked into Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill at this point, just walking around.
All you gotta do is cackle. All you gotta do is cackle in the hallways. You don't actually have to wrestle. You don't have to wrestle.
Then we get the main event. Roxanne Perez versus Thea Hale. Rich tells Thea earlier in the night to do whatever it takes to bring home the gold. To which Mr. Chase was like, "Do whatever it takes, huh?"
Cheat, goddammit.
I mean, the match was good. The match was good.
Manny, this is the least Thea Hell you've ever gotten on the show, but she did main event your show, and I didn't know how you were going to react to it. And I saw the match, and I went, this is a really entertaining match, and I was really invested because I honestly thought there were moments where Roxanne could actually lose and kill Manny.
The thing is, but these two traded submissions for a large majority of this match. So it was like it was the Kimura transition into the crossface, and that happened a lot. And I liked the urgency. Normally you could get a bit tired of something like this. It was like you do a move too much, or you go for a move too much. It could be a bit, but you kind of saw the urgency with Thea Hale that she really wanted this. It was a little bit something more to a Thea Hale match that you don't normally get. So you could actually see the so like I laughed, but the disappointment you could actually feel was probably real because she put a lot into it. She put a lot into it, and that's what brought in the match. Like it was very scrappy at parts, but like it added to it.
Yeah, I thought the multiple attempts at submission you see the desperation on both sides of them both trying to win. It felt like a real athletic contest. It didn't feel like a stage wrestling match. It felt like two people actually quote unquote wrestling and fighting for a title. And you see that both of them struggling. When Roxanne was like, I should be able to put her away, and this is bullshit. This is frustration. And you see Thea going like, fuck, I can't lock this shit in. So it was really good.
Which also adds, like, when you think about the last defense Roxanne had as well, it took 5 Pop Rocks to defeat Lola Vice.
5. It
5.
took a lot.
But like Roxanne seems to be struggling against these two. So like obviously, when the other two come in, either Julia or Miss Vakur,
who she's called out already. It was like, you guys all expect that's gonna take my title. Where I think Roxanne has improved also as a heel. Much better as a heel than she was a face, and she's getting better. I don't want her promo in the rings though.
I don't want her to talk. I just don't need her to talk. That's it.
I think she's good in small doses in backstage segments. But when she's alone in the ring and trying to have those promos, like a CM Punk or, like a Ospreay or something like that, when they're just alone in the ring, they're cutting promos, she can't do that. She can't
compare it to those two. The bar's too high when you compare them to those two.
I was saying that's you know how they could just I'm talking about how they could just talk in the ring. John Cena could just be in the ring kind of.
Charlotte. Let's just throw a name out there. Charlotte talking her shit whilst in her high heels and ready, come prepared to kick them off and kill someone.
Yeah. Like you can when you do that, or even if Bianca could go out there and just be like, yeah, I'm gonna talk for a little bit. Roxanne can't do that. But if you give her a backstage segment where she just rants for like maybe 20 seconds, like, okay, yeah, that's enough. That's all I need.
But the thing is, I see the likes of Naomi on the main roster who can't really talk either on the mic. I feel like there could be a place for Roxanne. You just have to, I think she just needs some additional muscle to make it work.
Yeah. So what you're trying to say is get her a goad. Get her a goad.
Don't give her the 3 boring sisters of the with no aura.
They don't have it factor?
Yeah, Zoe Stark.
Yeah, I know.
Shayna Baszler. And Sonya Deville.
By the way, I watched Zoe Stark cry this week for no reason.
The toy?
Yeah.
That's the most emotion she's ever given me. That's the most emotion she's given me in a ring ever.
Yeah.
And she wasn't even wrestling.
CM Punk put all around her, you know what? That was it. Zoe, where's this? Where is this? Look for this somewhere. That was a character. Come on with the action figure every week.
No, because that only has one purpose. Someone snapping it, and then that's it.
Yes!
That's the
feud. That will be the feud. I'm down for that. Like, you couldn't buy another one. This was the original mold, you bastard.
This is what I think of you, Zoe Stark. I'm going to put it in the microwave and melt you.
I see it. Zelina Vega doing that this week on Raw. Manny, you booked Raw this week.
No, Zelina Vega's been written off.
Oh, she was murdered, yes.
You said that so casually. Oh, yes, she was murdered.
Yes. By those 3 women.
Okay. So, that was... do you know what? What show have you got this week?
I thought they were both really good shows. And you know what? I'm going to be gutless. I'm going to be a coward. I'm going to be... playing between the lines here, I'm going to call it a tie because I really enjoyed both shows, but not to the extent where I was overjoyed with anything.
So I'm going to say NXT only because we didn't put anything in the ticker for NXT.
I could have.
There are multiple things. We could have, but we didn't. But there are multiple things that appeared in the ticker for AEW. It wasn't just Chris Jericho this week. It wasn't just Chris Jericho this week who got a cake. But
that 6-man. That 6-man tag deserved it here with Ishii.
That 6-man, a full match went in there.
Yeah. I mean,
that's why I'm giving it to NXT. Yeah.
No introduction of who he is. I know he's been wrestling on Collision or anything, but he's here.
No, his big match was against, pardon me, a hologram, which he lost.
Yeah.
The debut of hologram. What the fuck?
Shane McMahon this week on Dynamite. By the way, this Saturday I played I wanted to do it for this one. I forgot. I was really tired when I got off work. But you know how they had the Shane McMahon picture? I was going to just Photoshop us coming in. I'm just Tony like this. Why? It was going to be me, you, Eric, and Jamal just in there, just walking into there like, all right, run. Tony, don't sign them. Don't talk to them. Nothing but trouble. They're here to destroy the locker room. By the way, if there was anybody to destroy the AEW locker room, Eric would do it. Come in there and cater it, whispering shit to people. Morale is down already. Me and Manny are just trolling with the journalists. We're going to melt it right away. You know, morale's down here.
Funny you say that.
Here 1 week.
Had to come out. Miz decided to come out and say morale is at its highest in WWE at this moment in time.
Yeah, but they've been saying that for a moment though, right? Since like Mania, they're like, we're a team. I've never seen as many team players, and people want to help the other person get over it, and all that. And they've been saying that for a minute. I'm just waiting for morale to go down again.
Yeah, I need
when
morale.
Palpatine returns.
I love those stories. I love those stories.
Yes.
So make sure you tune in this Saturday for the SummerSlam live stream with me and Marcus. Eric is away taking pictures. This show will be, I think this show is coming up an hour earlier than normal. It's not the 5 p.m. Pacific time it normally is at. It is 4 p.m. So we'll be going half an hour off before that. So just put your notification in for when you're going to watch it. And then my favorite thumbnail of the year.
This is ridiculous on all levels. Check out Manny in his heads.
You wanted this thumbnail. You're the one that told me to do it.
It's absolutely the best thumbnail ever. I'll be honest. It's absolutely the best thumbnail ever. And I would say this, Manny. If you're able to put this Lego set in under 12 hours, we will guarantee you do a watch along of Batman and Robin. And not only that, I will marathon it. I will marathon it and have to do a back-to-back of Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. If you get it under 12 hours.
No. If I get this done under 12 hours, which I don't think is possible, I think Marcus the Grand Finale has to watch Morbius and Madam Web.
Ooh.
In the ultimate, which one was worse?
Well, man, are you playing that game?
Because I don't think Batman and Robin is as bad as these two.
Well, Batman and Robin, I enjoy it too much for me to even call it bad. It's that bad. It's that bad of a movie. It's too bad. It's like, oh, this is different levels. Like, but okay. It's on. Under 12 hours, I have to do the back-to-back of Morbius and Madam Web. And I will
I'm
take
telling
notes.
you now. I'm telling you now, it's going to go longer than 12 hours. I'm going to have to take breaks because I cannot sit at this chair for more than 3 hours in one go.
Man, you got to play break music then. You got to play break music.
Well, see, if you lot don't come in the chat, we're gonna. It's just gonna be this for hours. No, I don't like this one.
Please stand by. As that was going on, please stand by. I didn't realize Vince was actually doing the wrestling pose too in this. Go tune into the stream and see Manny like that.
Yeah, so you need to tune in and jump in the chat because I believe when Marcus eventually wakes up and hopefully Eric, they can jump in on the stream and help me talk nonsense for a few minutes, hours.
All right. We shall see you later. But instead of a normal outro, Manny, I think we should do a nice vignette as our outro for the show. I think we should do this. I don't know about this music. This music isn't in the music. I'm going to go with a nice outro. I'm going to do this.
In the morning light we see a color bright, what could it be? Is it blue or purple hue? Tell me now, I'm asking you.
You know, on the second run,
nothing to do with the sharpshooter, by the way.
I didn't realize it took me the second time to watch it that the music was actually asking is it blue or purple as well.
Yeah.
Or the purple shining through. Is it blue or is it purple? Magic colors in a swirl. Is it blue or is it purple? Let's find out, let's give a twirl.
It's a beautiful song. Why does it exist? With that,
Yeah, you can buy that ambiguous mug.
yes.
You really want to.
And you tell us, is it blue or is it purple?
Go to the sharpshooters.creator-spring.com. We'll put a promo code over SummerSlam, and you can get 15% off your order.
Yeah, I believe also if you have a hard time figuring out what this website is, please click the link in the description below.
Yeah. Maybe we should buy a domain for this, but we won't till you donate to the show at thesharpshooters.com.
Yeah, and I'm broke buying domains, Manny. I bought so many Only Thoughts domains, it's ridiculous.
Really? You didn't think to just open up the website and then have the domain come up? You decided to buy individual domains.
Yeah, I'm not really smart with my money.
So you went onlythoughts.com/the grand finale.
Yeah, it's the only part. It's the only thought I didn't have was to not buy all the domains. Not much of a thinker. Cool. So are we, little RJ Fortnite God. So are we. Oh, he's probably a wicker.
That's
The
Fortnite.
greatest Olympic sport of all time. Hit the targets, and then you got to get rid of the bodies. Create little assassins every single day.
No, you don't. The getting rid of the bodies is someone else's job. The cleaners.
Yeah, that's a different sport. Get the body in the trunk, quick!
I still want that Turkish guy. That Turkish guy was a hitman.
I'm hiring that Turkish guy this week. I have some business to take care of. Straight up G. Shout out to Yusuf.
It's a rival company going myonlythoughts.com.
Yeah. Yeah, mythinky.com is really kicking off.
Brainstormthis.com.
Not even clever. Only thought it's clever.
Once again, the only traffic you're getting is people actually looking thoughts.
Yeah. Spelled wrong. That's all I want. When you click the link, it just goes to like those ads. So you mistype something. It's a million ads. Ah, I mistyped it. Who owns this domain?
Yeah. So make sure you like the video, subscribe. We'll be back this Saturday, and I will also be back on Sunday with these hands.
These hands are mine. These hands are mine. Oh yeah, I forgot there is no show this Saturday. It's only watch along.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
If you're lucky, actually no, I'm not doing it. If I get home in time tomorrow, because I am at Pro Wrestling Eve, I will do a live SmackDown watch along. Because I'll probably be awake.
What's wrong with you, Manny?
A lot of things, Marcus.
You know what?
Of things.
SmackDown could be left in the
therapy
ticket.
room. What I talk about in the therapy room is between me and my therapist.
I would love that someone's so crazy they're not in therapy. They just talk to themselves on the couch. My therapist wasn't real? How fucked up is that? That's how crazy I was? Jesus. I thought I was talking to a therapist. Who the fuck I've been talking to? Imagine that revelation. Marcus, your therapy. You're a therapist? Not real. Huh? Yeah.
What have I been doing for the last 4 years?
Yeah, that's one of your personalities. Oh my God. Oh my, because I'm worse than I thought. And guess what, Marcus? I'm not real either. Ah, shit. Next thing you know, the Untitled Manny and Marcus on the Sharpshooters isn't real. How else do you think you got 300,000 subscribers? You're not real.
We ran through that idea a few years ago, Marcus, on the Untitled Manny and Marcus show,
Oh.
where one of us wasn't real and it was just the other person talking to a fictional person.
We gotta do that for the April Fool's
Both
episode.
roles. You
Yeah.
have been playing both roles.
We gotta do that for the April Fool's episode. Where it's just an empty
Like
chair here.
Marcus has
and
been
you can clearly see
pretending
it's
to be
here.
British for 4 years.
This accent is rubbish. I actually hear myself. All right, you matey. This is Australian. Ah, governor, how you doing, mate? Here I'm drinking my tea. What the fuck is this? You cunt.
I feel like you say that more because of me these days. Because I don't think that was ever in your vocabulary.
What, cunt? I don't ever say it. I don't even say it. I say it once every, what? 5 days? But that's only conversations with Ryan. God, he's the worst. I'm not going to even... You know what? End the show, Manny. End the show. End the show.
You know what? We haven't done this in a while, but I think we're ending it this way. Peace out, people.
The world's ending. The world's ending anyway.